This is the 2018 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. It is the JL generation saying goodbye to the JK generation, which really wasn't all that bad. And it's one of those things where it's kind of like, I love you, you're perfect, I want you, now change. Really, there's not much Jeep could have done to change the Wrangler line. There has to be that distinctive shape, and they're not going to totally reinvent the wheel. But there are some really cool changes to it, and there are some subtle changes as well. But looking at the Jeep Wrangler, you know it's a Wrangler. There's some nice 90-degree angles, and the first big change that I noticed was flowing from the hood up to the windshield, and it's raked back a little bit, so aerodynamics are a little better. Not quite 90-degree all over the place, but still, it is 2018 and things change and things evolve. Again, this is the Rubicon line, so it's got massive tires, and again, we all know all the capabilities of it. I'm not the first guy to talk about it, and I won't be the last guy to talk about it. What I'm here to talk about with a specific Rubicon is, could you, should you, would you make it into a daily driver? It's the beginning of December, kind of weird because it's 14 degrees outside on a Sunday, and I've had the car for a few days, and haven't really had a chance to take it off-roading, but what I have done is run around the city for a few hundred kilometers worth. Excuse the shadow. So as I get out of it, the first difference up front with the Rubicon is you get these beautiful LED lights right there, beautiful, gorgeous. It gives you a cleaner line of sight. There are so many little Jeep Easter eggs all over the vehicle. There's one right there. Turn signals are mounted here, and they're rectangular. I'll touch a bit on the off-roading stuff. These bolts can be undone, and this whole part of the vehicle comes off. Same thing with the other side. You get your red tow hooks that come with the Rubicon line. It looks good, and let's look at those tires, just absolutely massive. And if you like the Jeep Wrangler line and you want the Rubicon, I found very few flaws in it as far as being able to have it as a daily driver, and it can be done. And if that's what you want, and maybe you have a cottage up north and it snows a lot, or you want to do the occasional off-roading, the Rubicon's a great option for you. Looking around the rear, taillights are much better, much better. Thank you, Jeep, for doing that. Their rear view camera is right there. Let me get some dirt off that, and it's mounted to the spare tire around the back, and the spare tire is actually a little lower than it was in outgoing the JK generation, so you got a bit of a better line of sight out that way. So let's open it up. Again, you can't really mess with a good thing, so your bottom half swings out, and one touch, and that goes up like that. So there's a ton of space. I love that the seats fold flat. Now we get there we go. There's a good shot of it. I wonder if I could do it with, let's just keep it up for now. Headrests do go up and down as well. So there's plenty of space. Sorry, that's a roof that came from Jeep Canada. Let me just get it out of the way. So you get a pretty, let me get out of the light. Yeah, there you go. You get a pretty good amount of space back there as well. If you are doing the off-roading world, entering into the off-roading world, there's a nice, clean way to store all your different bolts in different spots for it. The open button, that gets you your jack, and let's leave that there. Anyways, we know what the Jeep does, so let's close this up. Let's take a look at the inside. Oh, sorry, before we close it up, there's a nice little description. It's a JL Sport Utility. It's 4x4, and that's the width, and all the two-door, the four-door, and yeah, anyways, that's all that stuff. Since 1941, as we all know. Oh, there's the little tow hook back there as well. And let's just take a good look at the rear. Oh, sorry about the glare. Anyways, that's that for the outside. And yes, you can park it fairly easily, and I think that's part of what people may not be interested in, as far as thinking they can drive a Rubicon as a daily driver, for those of us that are interested in it. But it's still a Jeep. We're just a little higher up, and all the big differences are underneath and things you can't see. So one little thing that I noticed is I'm an average size guy, so usually my foot goes up like there. So to get into the car, you got to hang on to one of these, and then pull myself up and swing myself in. Okay, I hear you. A little noisy. Anyways, inside, I love this red trim. It's absolutely beautiful. It's gorgeous. It looks really nice. Same thing. Again, this is your off-roading stuff. You can disconnect your sway bar, and there are your different 2 high, 4 high, and your 4 lows. And this gear shift is awesome because there's another Easter egg. It's kind of a blatantly obvious one, but hey, it's there. Excuse me. Nonetheless, there's a lot better driving feel to the vehicle as well. Not to the JK series felt rickety, but this one feels much more secure and stable on the road. Let's start her up. Fully digital in the middle, and you get your classic dials on the outside to bookend it. I love that it's so simple, not a lot of numbers, just tell me exactly what I need and I'm good. You just filter through and you get all sorts of different pieces of information as well. You have that and that. And you can go up and down. Come on, a little faster. And it's nice because you have your number 9, so you know exactly how far in and out you are of the actual menu. So that's nice. Touchscreen works very, very well. This model is spec'd with heated seats and a heated steering wheel, so another reason it could be a daily driver. This is so intuitive. It's really, really great. Not a lot of guesswork. It's just the infotainment systems have gotten a lot better. This is the Uconnect. I believe it's the fourth generation. So yeah, it's much more responsive, easier to dig through and get whatever you need out of it. I'll show you the roof. It comes off. I'm not going to take it off. Different tops come in there as well. As far as, again, functionality goes, everything's nicely laid out. Still typical Jeep, but it's more modern, I find. And to change your mirror position, it's there, kind of mounted right beside the door handle. Yeah, there we go. Right beside the door handle. I shouldn't do that. And your light switches are there. Just overall, it's very comfortable. Seats are manual on this specific trim. I don't care. I found an easy position to sit in, and I had no problems with it at all. It's been a comfortable week. I've driven, I think, about 400 clicks overall. Let me just go back here for a sec. I missed something. Did I? Yeah, there's your off-road information. So your sway bar right now, it's connected, and that's your drivetrain. And anyways, as a daily driver, this stuff you don't really need to know it unless you've got a cottage and you're going up north and doing a little bit of off-roading. Right. Anyways, that wraps up the inside. I'm going to try and mount a camera to somewhere and do an on-road portion of this. And let me see if there's any other hidden Easter egg. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff. Anyways, let's see if we can zoom in on that right there. Yep, there it is. There's the little Jeep on the outside of the windshield. Let's go back. All right, wish me luck, and I'm pretty sure I'll be back somehow, some way with a driving portion of the 2018 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. Okay, we're back with the in-car portion of the 2018 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. Getting it on the road. Let's see if it can be a daily driver. Could you, should you, would you make it a daily driver? It's the same 3.6 V6 Pentastar engine. You've heard it before, and 260 horse, 285 pound-feet of torque. Runs through an 8-speed automatic transmission, which shifts fairly nicely. And yes, the car is a little heavier, so it may take you an extra quarter second, half second, maybe even a full second to get up to speed compared to some other vehicles. But you're not buying your Rubicon for its off-the-line prowess, right? You're buying it for primarily the off-roading capabilities. But if you want to make it a daily driver, so far for my week, it's been 308.6 kilometers over 6 hours and 31 minutes in about 6 days. You can certainly do so. Right? The car is easy to park, easier than some may think. Yes, it's a lot higher up, so you get a better vantage point. The windows are huge, so you can see all the way around. Increased visibility, sorry. But again, it's not really as long as you may think it is. It's easy to park, easy to drive as well. There's still a little bit of wobble to it, not nearly as bad as the JK generation. Jeep has done a tremendous job in stabilizing the Wranglers, and I had one of the Sahara Unlimiteds a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. Anyways, I had it recently, and I noticed a huge improvement as well on that, and it just carries through with this JL generation as well. And just kind of booting around city streets in Mississauga, it's been great. I haven't had that feeling of shakiness or I don't know if I should change lanes at 110, 120 kilometers an hour, right? The vehicle is very stable, lots of cargo space in the back, and the seats are comfortable. You can squeeze 3 in the back, and that poor person in the middle may not be the most comfortable, but you still can fit 3 in the back as well. And yes, it's a Jeep and it's an off-roading vehicle. I call it an SUV. If we have to classify it as something, I'm going to play the SUV card for that. Like I said, visibility, not good with words today. Visibility is absolutely wonderful. The windows are nice and tall all the way throughout. And I love that the rear window gives you a lot of visibility as well, because the spare tire has been dropped a little bit. Again, that backup camera also makes it easy. Fuel efficiency wise, I'm at 13.8, and again, that's mostly city driving, but it's a heavy vehicle, and there's lots of power and there's lots of torque, and I've been carrying around magazine boxes with it for a few of the days as well, so a little extra on the cargo side for me. But if I'm just running it around on the city streets, maybe with myself, a passenger, maybe 2 passengers, it performs well, and the turning radius is very, very impressive as well on the Rubicon. And I can't imagine a lot of people would buy the Rubicon specifically as a daily driver. I think they're going to buy it as an off-roading, or one of the best off-roading machines available in today's market, that they will also daily drive. So that's the priority, right? It's off-road, and then it turns into a daily driver. But I think that if you have 60 grand, and sorry, this is mid 40s, and then you add different options. And sorry, part of the options, it's heated seats, heated steering wheel, auto start stop. I'll rhyme off the list as soon as I get stopped to show you how we got to the 60 grand. But no, overall, it's a great, that's a better way to put it. It can be a great city vehicle that also doubles as an off-roading machine. And whether you are just entering the off-roading world or even thinking of doing it, the Rubicon's a fantastic machine. And again, I'm not here to talk about all of its off-road capabilities. There are people out there that have done it tremendously already, and I'm here to talk about the daily driverability of it. Anyways, let's quickly go through how we got to this point, and from there we will wrap things up. So it's $48,745, and that's your base price, and you get you can tick off your option sheet for a ton of stuff. So there's the cold weather group for about $900. That gets you your heated steering wheel, remote start, which will come in handy. I don't really like remote starts personally, but whatever. And your front heated seats, and you get your trailer tow and heavy duty electrical group package for $895. The LED group comes for $895 as well. LED tails, LED front lights with the accents, front LED fog lights as well, and the LED reflectors. You connect 4 with nav and sound, $1,400, tons of stuff there. Sorry, this is actually the 8.4 inch touchscreen. That's the upgrade from the 7 inch, which comes standard. They've got the safety tech, which is blind spot monitoring, as well as park sense and your reverse park system, a park assist system, and a few other extras. The automatic transmission, $1,600. The Freedom tops is about $1,200. Anyway, so total price $60,645 for this specific one, the way it's spec'd out. Yes, you can drive a Rubicon as a daily driver and not take it off-road at all. I don't know how many people are going to actually do that, but if you love the Jeep brand just for what it is, and the looks and the driving feel and the style, and you're not really overly interested in having it as an off-roading machine, one of the best ones out there, the Rubicon's great for you. Even the Sahara Unlimited is great, which I also drove. Anyways, yeah, so that'll wrap up the video. Any questions, let me know. Happy to answer them in the comment section. Flip me an email at j@modernmississauga.com. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe, and stay tuned for our next video, which is coming sooner than later.